It's long been known that the first generation of Pokemon games contain a cut battle against Professor Oak. It's believed that this match was meant to be the real final battle in the game after defeating Blue and becoming the champion. This battle can be triggered through the use of glitches and even with devices such as a GameShark. I personally have never triggered this battle before, and I don't really know what to expect. But if you're familiar with my channel, you know I like to make Pokemon harder than it should be, so we're going to try to solo this battle. Can a Magikarp defeat Professor Oak? My name is Trendge, and we're about to find out. I'll be using this GameShark code to trigger the battle. This code is for Professor Oak with a Blastoise on his team. In case you're not aware, there's a battle programmed in the game where he has a Charizard, and another where he has a Venusaur, but I couldn't get those codes to work. It's believed that he would use the final evolution of the starter that Red and Blue didn't pick. After catching a Magikarp and shoving rare candies down his throat, we get to work. Did you know this girl outside of Pewter City is actually Professor Oak? Nah, I'm just kidding. The code triggers any trainer battle to be a battle against Oak. We first try this battle at level 69 because I'm immature. His first Pokemon is a level 66 Tauros, and as you can see, we inflict practically no damage on him. Tauros goes for takedown and hits us for 100 HP, so I'd say we might be in trouble here. He takes a little recoil damage, but he still has plenty of health. Magikarp goes down on the next turn. I came back at level 75 with nearly identical results. I tried this battle every 5 levels until we eventually hit level 100. If you're sitting there thinking that we definitely have this in the bag now, let me be the first to crush your hopes and dreams. Tauros switches to using Rage instead of Takedown, but we still struggle to take less than half of his HP before being taken out. So now what? Magikarp isn't able to learn any TM moves in Generation 1, and held items hadn't been introduced either, so using leftovers is out of the question. Alright, I have an idea. I head to Celadon and buy a ton of vitamins to juice up Magikarp. Maybe with slightly better stats, we can at least get past Professor Oak's Tauros. We're only able to give Magikarp 10 of each vitamin, but that's better than nothing, so let's try again. Here's a look at Magikarp's stats before and after the steroids, vitamins. We come face to face with Oak again and get to work. Unfortunately, we still aren't doing much damage to Tauros. We get him down to his last chunk of health this time, but he still gets the best of us. I try this over, and over, and over again, but we still can't beat Tauros. I really don't want to resort to using healing items, so let's try X items next. After heading back to Celadon and buying a ton of X items, we return to Oak to try again. Magikarp is already outspeeding Tauros, so I planned on focusing on his defense stat, given that it's already pretty good. However, Tauros knows both Tail Whip and Leer, and he keeps dropping Magikarp's defense right after I raise it. Because of this, I decide to use X attacks instead. On my next attempt, we drop 3 X attacks on Magikarp while Tauros just keeps using Tail Whip. If Tauros had used Takedown, it would have been the end of Magikarp. To get past Tauros, we need him to use any of his moves other than Takedown. After a handful of tackles, we finally get Tauros to drop. We've taken a bit of damage from Rage, but at least we've made it to Exeggutor. He knows the move Barrage, which thankfully doesn't hit us for too much HP. He uses Hypnosis, but luckily it fails and we continue to pelt him with Tackle. By some miracle, we take out Exeggutor without being put to sleep. Oak's third Pokemon is an Arcanine that likes to use Roar and Leer. He didn't use any attacking moves, so he goes down after a few tackles. Now we've made it to his Blastoise, who takes 2 tackles before taking us out with Skull Bash. In order to take the victory in this battle, we'll need the AI to make bad decisions and a lot of luck. We try again, but this time we'll use 5 X attacks instead of 3. We'll need Tauros to use Tail Whip or Leer as much as possible so we can avoid taking damage. Something that I found pretty interesting is that critical hits from Magikarp deal less damage than non-critical hits. I'm assuming this is due to the game's fragile programming, but it's important to land very few crits if any. Finally, after many attempts, we make it through Tauros without taking any damage. Exeggutor is especially tricky because of Hypnosis, so this is where we'll need to get lucky. We're able to avoid Hypnosis and take him down with most of our HP intact. We make it back to Arcanine, and much to no one's surprise, he doesn't actually use any damage-inflicting moves. We whittle down his health with Tackle and move on to Blastoise. He hits us with Bite and takes a good chunk of our HP. Thankfully, we take him out right before he uses Skull Bash. We finally made it to Professor Oak's last Pokemon, who happens to be a Gyarados. We land an attack, and then immediately get wiped off of the map with Hyper Beam. Okay, let's try that again. After many failed attempts, we make it back to Gyarados with nothing but a wish and a prayer to hang on to. We have just over half of our HP left, so we need him to use Leer for each turn. one Hyper Beam will take Magikarp out. Gyarados goes for Leer on his first turn, and Magikarp somehow misses his second tackle. You've gotta be kidding me. Luckily, Gyarados uses Leer again 2 more times, and Magikarp finally takes him out. I love how Professor Oak calls us mean at the end of the battle. It seems like the game uses the dialogue that the trainer we encountered would have used. To be honest, this challenge wasn't too hard, even though it couldn't be done without X items. It's obvious that Professor Oak's battle is very unfinished considering it doesn't have good AI, and his team has moves that doesn't make sense. For example, Tauros knowing both Leer and Tail Whip. Should I try this again with another Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos like this. My name is Trendge, and I'll see you on the next adventure.